The sun rose, glinting off the ornate cornices and brass crossbeams of the Prague Opera House. A murder of crows hovered over the top of the dome, their plaintive cawing as articulate as words. Francesca is most angry. Somehow, she knew Christina had died. Kang shielded his eyes against the glare. I believe she is the loudest one with the long neck. Celwyn sat beside him on the rim of the fountain, shivering under the shadow of the dome and too shocked over Christina's death to even cry. He'd only begun to know her and her inner beauty. Later, he would ask himself if he was the reason she had been killed, or because the witches of Prague had a long-standing feud with vampires. The way Christina was murdered would make it worse. Too exhausted to stand, he watched the crows for a moment. Agreed. She has every right to be angry at Delgado and the rest of them. The magician couldn't help glancing across the street to the Vltava River, running swift and dark through the city. In the last few hours, he had made sure Delgado would never hurt someone he loved again. But in the end, he had been too late to save Christina. The sun rose higher, spreading light over the city. The aroma of cooking fires reached them as the residents prepared to greet the day, and a forlorn siren wailed in the distance, competing with the cawing of the crows who circled, pecking at the magically enhanced net dangling from the spire. It was filled with vampires, except for one. Delgado had deserved special treatment. His minions would just burn. A suggestion of faces and hands of the vampires could be seen inside the net, and their growls and snarls punctuated the clear morning air like wild dogs. It is unfortunate that you couldn't have gathered up Mrs. Karras, too. The professor scanned the area. I don't see her. Celwyn barked a mirthless laugh. She will lie low for a while without other vampires to help her. He touched the scratches on his face. Hopefully, she will stop jumping on my back, too. As the sun struck the top of the spire, the snarls of the vampires escalated to bellows as flames engulfed the net, and they burned. Kang held his nose with 2 fingers, anticipating a rancid cloud to descend on them. That sight was worth it. The magician wallowed in his anger as he thought of the damage the vampires had done. Francesca will appreciate my efforts, but she will still hunt down the rest of them herself. She is a vindictive witch. That she will. Kang hesitated before speaking again. Were you smitten with Christina? The magician sighed deeply. Yes, but it was so new. I wasn't sure. We will never know. Your performance last night was extraordinary. I'm not surprised you were tired. The diminutive, centuries-old automat helped the nearly 6.5-foot-tall magician to stand. We need to find a blasted carriage. They headed to the street with the magician leaning heavily on the mechanical man. Celwyn glanced a last time at the spire above them. Nothing moved in the charred net. Yet a few crows still soared and dived above the dome, cawing mournfully. I imagine Annabelle will be a mite sore this morning from her finale with Jax, but she will be fine with Patrick fussing over her, the magician said as they walked. Bartholomew represented an unknown factor. He worried more than anyone Celwyn knew. What do you think our friend's reaction will be after everything calms down? Bartholomew will be fine. Kang leaned Celwyn against a lamppost and stepped into the street to look for a hired cab. Coal carts trundled by a few blocks away, but nothing else. As he turned back to rejoin the magician, the pounding of hooves on cobblestones approaching at speed reached them, and then a team of 4 pulling a sizable black carriage rounded the corner. Edward drew back on the reins, and the horse snorted clouds into the chilly air. As he jumped to the ground, he doffed his top hat. Good morning again. Seeing Celwyn's condition, he helped bundle him into the carriage. Thank you, Edward. To Telly House, please. The magician leaned back and let his eyes close. The professor settled in the seat opposite and took out his pipe. To finish answering your question, Jonas, Kang said between aromatic puffs.